if you want to, but it'll be a while. Okay, so if I get the lights, that'd be good.
Yeah, it would.
Who here's been to New York? Anyone been to New York? Anyone?
I went to New Jersey one time.
Subway before? Subway? I remember my first adventure going through the subway. It was kind of freaky.
In Paris.
Just a kid from the Midwest going into New York, and I had a friend that was with me, and as we drove into town, he pulls out a gun anyway. We had told you that before, and I was like, "What are you doing?" He's like, "We're in New York. You gotta have a gun." That's not the way it works. So, but we got a chance to ride the subway, and you see the movies and stuff, and all the bad things are going to happen on the subway. And, I got down there and went in there, and it was just kind of like normal. People just sitting there or standing there, and it wasn't all bad. It would get dark a little bit, but it was kind of dirty and those things. And there was this guy on the subway, not while I was there, but it reminds me of this guy that was on the subway, and he had 4 kids. And as he's on the subway with 4 kids, the kids are just brats. You know those kind of kids, right? You run around, you're like, please control your child, right? But you won't say that. You just think it in the back of your head, why don't you train your child? You know what I'm talking about. You won't say it, though. But in New York, they're going to say it. Okay? You don't control your kid on the subway in New York, and someone's going to say something to you. And so he's sitting there, and he has this look of like contemplation. And the kids, one of them's running down the thing, screaming and that kind of stuff. The other one's standing on a guardrail trying to mess with this guy's bald head. Don't mess with bald people. But trying to bump it out or anything. And another one's playing with another guy's tie. And the other one's just sitting there screaming and making all kinds of noise. Finally, the person gets upset. And then they walk up to the guy like, could you control your children? Could you do something about this? And the guy just kind of wakes up from his stupor. And it's true. And he had tears in his eyes, like, I'm really sorry. He's like, we just left the hospital, and these kids just lost their mom, and I just lost my wife, and I guess we're just trying to deal with it the only way we know how. Now, if I was Jesus, I'd just walk away and say, what does that mean? I'm not going to walk away, but I'm going to ask you, what does it mean? So we're going to have a little table time. Talk about what you think that means in light of the kingdom of heaven and anything else you think that pertains